This is Elke Holland of Prospectus IT Recruitment, and I'm here with Mike Gruane, CEO of Revelation, who was lured here today with promises of a lovely lunch, which he's now had, but now he's been kidnapped. Thank you for joining me, Mike.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Now you've got two choices. You can either take your chance in the river or answer my questions. Which do you think you'd prefer?
Shoot with the questions.
Okay. Right, you've recently been working on lots of connectivity for OpenInsight, Universe, Unidata, D3. Which ones have we got so far?
We've got connectors that let our programmers use data from Universe, Unidata, TigerLogic's D3, SQL, and we're working on Univision. So our programmers can use all those data in the way they're used to already.
Okay. With all this connectivity, is this because OpenInsight can no longer stand alone as a product for a company and its business computing needs, or?
No, we actually run quite well as our own database. There are some people who need to work with data in these other data stores, and rather than having them learn a new tool, a new programming language, they can actually just use the stuff they know already, and we'll provide the connectivity to the other data sources. So we do fine.
Okay, so OpenInsight connecting to these other products, the University and Data D3, is this because they've got functionality that OpenInsight lacks?
Not necessarily. I mean, OpenInsight has plenty of functionality, but as I said earlier, before I was asked the question again, that people sometimes have to use these other data sources. So we make it available to them. And in some cases, data does get too big for OpenInsight. We do have a size limit, but not nearly for most people. We're doing fine with our data store.
Okay. So, I mean, a company paying for two database licenses, say TigerLogic and yourselves, surely that just increased their running costs. Why would they do that? Well,
there'd be two database licenses if we actually sold them a database license. If they're going to use one of these other databases like Universe or Unidata or D3 or even SQL, we'll sell them OpenInsight as a front-end tool. There's a totally different pricing model for that. It's about 20% of the existing database price.
Okay, that must keep you quite competitive then.
Yes, it does.
Right, so how really are you wanting OpenInsight to be viewed? As a database, a front-end tool, 4GL, or?
We're all of them. Revelation has been strong for a long time as a tool maker, and we have a good database. We actually offer developers the capability of making entire applications using our data, or as you can tell with our connectors, with someone else's data. So we actually fit all of those models, that we can do all three of those things.
Okay, but don't you think you're just trying to make one product fulfill too many functions?
No, I mean, we use our own database with our own tools, and we're very good at it, and we just want to open up the capabilities to let the people work with their data as well.
Okay, modest as well.
Yes.
Right, sorry. So are you doing all this basically just to wait for someone to buy you out? Is this part of selling it on, retiring, your exit strategy, or?
No, not at all. I love what I do too much. What we're trying to do is both extend the productivity of our developers, the opportunities for our developers, and the opportunities for users of some of these other databases. I mean, some of these other products don't have, you can hear the jet as it flies over us here, we really are kidnapped on the Thames. We really offer these other databases the way to get to the web, or maybe some graphical front end that they don't necessarily have now. And we do that with a workforce and a development community that we already have that'll make it very available and very affordable.
Okay, so basically the future's looking pretty good for Revelation, and you intend to be around into the next century with your Zimmer frame, or Walker as I think it's known in the States.
Oh, excellent. I plan to be here, for the next 15, 20, 30 years, whatever it takes. I'm having too much fun doing what I'm doing. And when I get to that age where I'm going to need some help walking around, I'm hoping it's going to be a hover-powered wheelchair myself.
Okay. Mike, I would say thank you very much for joining me of your own free will, but perhaps that's not quite appropriate, but thank you for answering my questions.
Thanks. Can we undo the ropes now?
Okay.